Hello everybody, today I'm going to be talking about Wandavision, which just released last night. Wandavision, I wasn't really looking forward to a whole lot until when the Marvel release thing happened a little while ago where they released all the trailers. They had a new trailer for Wandavision, Loki, Falcon, and Winter Soldier, and I thought all of that was great, but it really pulled me into Wandavision and sold me on it. I thought it was interesting, but I didn't really have that trailer that I needed. Because Marvel is really great at doing trailers, especially over the past few years. Normally, when you play a song in your trailer, you immediately have me hooked, even if I don't know the song. That's what happened with Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming, and to an extent, Captain America Civil War, but that was just more the musical score. But anyway, WandaVision came out today, and I was very excited to start it because it's our first piece of Marvel Studios content since 2019 in July, when Spider-Man Far From Home came out. Now, that's not to say we haven't had any Marvel content on TV, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just wrapped up their season finale, which was great, by the way, and I really hope Kevin Feige officially states that these shows are canon, especially Daredevil. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., man, I have so much nostalgia for that one, so I really hope that it gets looped in to the multiverse or whatever. I just want to see it connected into the MCU and partner up or crossover with those characters. But starting out WandaVision, the questions I had. So, number one, how is Vision alive? Because Vision died in Infinity War, which was 3 years ago. That's crazy to think about Infinity War being 3 years ago. It feels like the other day, me and my friends were going to see it on opening night, and we were leaving the theater in awe of that movie. So, we don't have that question answered. Another question I had, what the hell is going on that's causing reality to look like a bunch of sitcoms? Another question we don't have answered in these first 2 episodes. But we do see some interesting stuff. It looks like they are trying to set up Mephisto, possibly, because there's a line that, what is it? Is it Agatha Harkness? Or is whatever her name is, Agnes? I don't know. The speculation has the names mixed together for me, but she talks about somebody said the devil's in the details, and she goes, that's not the only place he is. So just like Marvel does, it seems like they're trying to integrate a bunch of different comic book storylines into one thing, and if anybody can do it, it's Marvel Studios. Definitely Sony can't do it. Fox has done it a few times, but they haven't perfected it. So Marvel Studios so far has done a great job. It was a little off-putting at first seeing something like this, especially that's so directly connected to the MCU, unlike Daredevil and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It takes a second to adjust, but like if you didn't tell anybody that this was a part of the MCU, you might be able to sit there and be like, this is an interesting sitcom, because it's played so well. The acting, it is very sitcom-y. The laugh tracks, they fit in very well, and every gag that they do is interesting. But they do play around with some of TV history, like having the 2 beds separated, because that was a big thing. And I can't remember which show it was that brought beds together, and it was considered like taboo if you actually did it on the air. But eventually, the beds get brought together, and we're just kind of flowing through what happens there. But so it seems like the first episode is like an I Love Lucy type thing, whereas the second one is kind of Leave It to Beaver-y, kind of, or Bewitched. It's going to be interesting, but once again, those types of shows are so similar that they kind of get looped into each other. It'll be episode 3 where things start to trade up a little bit, because it looks like we're going into late 60s, early 70s with this one. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So the stinger we see at the end of episode 1 is that there's actually a live broadcast signal that is happening wherever Wanda and Vision are, that Sword is actually watching live. I wouldn't really say that this is a great stinger. I mean, we knew Sword was involved somehow, but normally with the pilot you kind of want to have something a little bit more punchy for a stinger at the end, and unfortunately we didn't quite get that. But what works well here is the mystery and the writing of Wanda and Vision and the surrounding characters, and then the gags they play within the show. I'm sure, without a doubt, it's going to get better and we're going to learn more, because that's what these shows are supposed to be. They're supposed to be like miniature movies. So I'm looking forward to that. What I thought was a little weird at first was the commercial in episode 1, where it talks about a toaster made by Stark Industries, and there's a quote that said, "Forget the past, this is your future." And I can't help but wonder that there's a significance to that quote, and I don't know how I feel about it quite yet. We're going to have to see how the rest of the show plays out. But I was a little confused with that commercial at first, and then in episode 2 we got another commercial for the Strucker, which is a watch, but the watch is actually a nod to, I think it's Baron von Strucker from Age of Ultron, who was responsible for experimenting on Wanda and Pietro Maximoff and giving them their powers. And if you look at the watch, you can see a Hydra logo on it. So it looks like the rumors are true, and the little clips from the TV spots are true about Wanda getting a flashback sequence to when she got her powers. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. But overall, I'd probably give these episode 1 like a 7.5, and episode 2 like an 8. Was a little bit better. The gags that they did with Vision were kind of interesting, and then the stuff that we see people trying to basically infiltrate this pocket reality or whatever we're in. So I'm looking forward to it. I thought everything was well written, although the stinger wasn't quite as strong as it could have been, but I'm sure we'll get there, and I'm sure that Marvel has this big plan where this is going to tie in with Doctor Strange 2, and Doctor Strange is going to tie in with Spider-Man 3. So tune in next week where I will talk about episode 3. Thanks for watching.